key to the treasure.
Get rich with one piece. Get rich with one piece.
Yo, we got Luffy and Zoro, the better the duo. Sanji and Noosa bring out the bankroll. Jekyll Mariah, he rips your soul. Brooke and Perona, they cold like a snow globe. Going through the stack like we looking for some crack. Taking y'all to class, man, you better know your math. Call the deck math cause he always running black. We don't need no power tools, we just bring the axe. Cause we bout to chop it up. TCG, level up. This is more than beginner's luck. Got so many ribs, they backing up. Rapping so cold, got the mains frozen. Everybody know that the gang goes. Laws of the land don't make me repeat. We the next king. Getting rich with one piece.
Get rich with one piece.
The piece of the cause, the key to the treasure.
Get rich with one piece. 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 Get rich with one piece.
The piece of the cause, the key to the treasure.
Get rich with one piece. Get rich with one piece.
Yo, we got Luffy and Zoro, the better the duo. Sanji and Noosa bring out the bankroll. Jekyll Mariah, he rips your soul. Brooke and Perona, they cold like a snow globe. Going through the stack like we looking for some crack. Taking y'all to class, man, you better know your math. Call the deck math cause he always running black. We don't need no power tools, we just bring the axe. Cause we bout to chop it up. TCG, level up. This is more than beginner's luck. Got so many ribs, they backing up. Rapping so cold, got the mains frozen. Everybody know that the gang goes. Laws of the land don't make me repeat. We the next king. Getting rich with one piece.
Get rich with one piece.
The piece of the cause, the key to the treasure.
Get rich with one piece. 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 Get rich with one piece.
Here we are again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We are back with another Boxing Day. And not only is it a Boxing Day, which we haven't had in a while, it is a release event. So it's the first Boxing Day. For us, at least, for OP-16, The Time of Battle. So we had a release event tonight. I got 3 boxes in total. One was from my normal shop. I'll call this shop my normal shop because this is the shop that I started going to. I like this shop. I don't want to say. I probably like the shop the most. Don't tell the other shops that, but I probably like the shop the most. It's the shop that I go to on Tuesdays. Anyways, I called just. They typically will send you an email like the day before the actual release and tell you that you can come pick it up. I hadn't gotten an email, but they like I said, they usually do it during the release. But the pre-release was, and maybe they do it during the pre-release. I can't remember. But anyways, I didn't get an email or anything like that. But I decided to call anyways and ask to see if they had them. And they was like, yeah, we know you. You know, I gave them my name and stuff. They know me by my my Bandai name mostly, which is my wife thinks I'm working because that's typically what we give them. But anyways, you know, he was like, you know what, come up, we'll take care of you. We'll make sure that you get your box or whatever. And so I did. I went up there, and then I will be honest with you guys. I've opened some of the box already. Okay, so forgive me. Koi Bear, what it do, man? Hope your games were good tonight. I didn't get to watch because I was hustling, grinding, doing a pre-release event. But yeah. So I've opened some packs from there. You'll have to forgive me. I haven't gotten anything crazy, but it's actually been a halfway good box. The first pack that I opened was a hit though, which I hate that. I've said that. I hate when the early packs are hits. Like middle is really where I like my hits to be. Like first pack is the worst. The first pack is literally the worst pack to get a hit in. Like second and less or second or more, I guess, is like the perfect spot. Well, not the perfect spot, but it's better than the first pack. But first pack I opened, I did get the alt art for the SR Luffy. So it's the 4-cost, 6,000 power. If your leader has Ace in its name and you have 6 Don, give this card -2 costs in your hand. So it becomes a 2/6. And I can't remember the other effect to it. But anyways, I pulled that. Again, it's the alternate art. I wasn't super pumped about it, but it's a Luffy card. It's an alt. It's pre-release. The card's going for like 130 right now or something crazy like that. So I'm like, damn, this motherfucker paid for the whole box. Because yes, this box or this shop does MSRP for their boxes, which I know is crazy. So I've opened a couple of packs from that box. So we'll finish opening that box. And then I went to a pre-release event tonight, which was decent. You know, pre-release you get to open 6 packs, and then I ordered 10 boxes from this shop, but they had a whole bunch of people order them, so they were only able to give out 2, which is fine because the boxes were $200 fucking a pop. God, it's so expensive. This hobby is so expensive, and it's so frustrating. But what's actually nice about it is that, and I don't know what I would have done if I didn't start selling the cards, right? I don't know what I would have done. You know what I'm saying? Because any money that comes back to me to be able to you know, pay down the balance of this particular credit card, because I use one credit card, it's my business credit card. Any money that comes from this stuff is nice. And I had an awesome day yesterday in sales. This doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually was a crazy day for one day of sales. I did like $140 in card sales just yesterday. So it was like 130 or 140. The last time I looked, it was like 130, and I think I had some additional sales on top of that, like afterwards. So I'm just kind of spitballing about 140 in sales yesterday, just one day. Which is amazing because I think I did like $500 or $600 in sales total for the month of May. So to do 130, 140 just in one day, I'm already at like 250. And this was again halfway through the day yesterday. I didn't check at the end of the day. I haven't checked today. Today I haven't done a crazy amount of sales, but I've had a couple. Yeah, to be at like 250 already, you know, 5 days into the month, very good start, right? Because my goal is to hit $1,000 a month in the sales. And yeah, my goal is to hit $1,000 a month in the sales. of my cards again, and it's very nice because I do that. It helps counterbalance. It really hasn't been this past couple of months because it's basically just been paying like the minimum payment that I want to pay for the last couple of months, which whatever. You're gonna be off months or whatever. Anyways, long story short, the hobby is nice. It's kind of like cyclical. I don't really have to spend like my money on it, right? The money that I earn from like my job and stuff like that. I don't really have to do that anymore. I did when I first was getting started, but now it's kind of like the hobby is taking care of itself, right? So very nice. I had an awesome. I don't want to call it say I figured it out, right? Like I'm some sort of like Nostradamus or whatever. But again, like I do a lot of experimenting. I try and change things to see what the result's going to be. And I hadn't had like a massive order in a while. I think I may have mentioned this on the stream, maybe not, but I haven't had like a big order of like 500 or more cards in a long time, like months. You know what I'm saying? Like many months. And so, you know, those orders are always nice because it really it just eats through. Like I'm not making a ton of money off of that, which that's not the point of these sales, right? It's to like just get rid of this bulk inventory that I have. Like, you know, it is nice to do the. So here's the thing, okay? Here's what I'm like learning and figuring out and stuff like that. Like the bulk cards, we'll call it, like the cards that I just have, you know, 10, 15, 20 copies of that I'm going to just be getting, the commons and uncommons and things like that. Some of the rares, like those cards are just I just want to have like inventory going out when it comes to those cards, right? It's nice when someone has like an order of like 4 of the smaller cards because the shipping is $1.49. They just raised it a couple days ago, I think June 1st, but it went up from like $1.31 to $1.49. So it's basically $1.50 for every order that you have to ship out. Even if you send 4 cents worth of cards, you ship it out. You send 4 cents worth of cards out, you get $1.50. So if you do like 10 orders, even if they're all 4-cent orders, you know, you're still making a halfway decent amount. You know what I'm saying? Relatively speaking, of course. As far as like per order is concerned. Now, whenever someone orders like that takes a long time to get through a bunch of cards. You know what I'm saying? Especially like when I'm opening boxes and just opening a bunch of packs and things like that. Like it takes a long time to do, you know, when someone's ordering 1 card, 4 cards, even 5, 6, 7, 10 cards, right? The more cards, the better. But those massive orders really help when someone just comes through and just pretty much buys everything. And I actually had that order come through yesterday. And the reason I think it happened was because I had been experimenting. And again, I know I said this on stream and I've kind of been changing it, but I had all my common cards, like the bulk of the bulk, I had them sitting at 2 cents. And that was like starting in April and then May, okay? And I really hadn't been seeing like a large number of sales like I had been in the past months, right? Like that's why I believe that's why the past couple of months haven't been as fruitful. And again, I wasn't really feeling it. I wasn't inventorying my cards regularly like I should have been, just because I was kind of burnt out from doing it. So that definitely feeds into it probably the most. But you know, besides, so I had been inventorying the cards the past couple of days, and I decided that, you know what, the goal is to get rid of the cards. And the goal is to get rid of these bulk cards. And so again, getting rid of the bulk cards, but there are some cards that have premiums on it. So all the cards, for the vast majority of the cards, are like 1 cent. That's what I'm thinking, or that's what I'm gonna be doing from this point on. And that's what I was doing initially. Kind of changed it up to see what would happen, and it wasn't working very well. So then I went back down to 1 cent, and then the orders started popping off. I mentioned this when I did my stream on Wednesday, but the orders started popping off. I was doing, you know, double digit orders, 20, 25 or 26 orders, you know, like Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday. It was the orders were popping, and the orders have been popping. Today, not so much, but it's a new release for the cards. It's understandable. People are focused on OP-16 right now, which is fine. I'm focused on OP-16 as I sit here talking about my older cards. But anyways, so I moved the cards down back to 1 cent. Some of the cards, I went through some of the like some of my older sets, and because some of the rares, you know what I'm saying, like most of the rares are, and it's all about supply and demand, but most of the rares are like, you know, 5 cents, maybe 10 cents, you know what I'm saying? But there are some rares that are 7, 8, 10 bucks, right? So I went through, I kind of looked at, you know, the cards that were selling the most. I went to blah blah blah. I went to TCG Player like I typically do. Went to see the cards that are selling the best. Found the outliers, right? I found the outliers. So a rare card that's selling for $10. You know what I'm saying? Not just the 10 cents, right? I found those. I'm like, okay, I have some copies of these. Mostly it was Riftbound, but I did a couple of One Piece. I was like, I'm not playing Riftbound right now, so I don't really need a full play set of this card. As long as I have one for the collection, I'll be fine, especially because later on, the card will probably drop when the card isn't popular. It'll probably drop to $1.50 or whatever, and I can buy my copies, my whole play set of the cards. So I did that. I did that with some of my secret rares. The secret rare Bonnie, I had like 7 or 8 secret rare Bonnies. I know I have at least my play set. Then I had 3 extra Bonnies. I can't remember if I had that 5th one, but I know at least 3 extra Bonnies. So I was like, I'm just gonna sell the Bonnies, sell them for 20 bucks a pop. They all sold pretty much instantly, 60 bucks right there. A bunch of different cards, like I said, $10 here, $7 here, right? So that's why yesterday was such a big day, because I posted the cards and they were gone pretty much immediately, right? Because I went through, found the cards that were the outliers, the rares that were, you know, very in demand. So that's why yesterday was such a big day. So that's my thing, right? I'm just gonna leave all the bulk of the bulk at 1 cent. Had an order yesterday where somebody bought literally, not literally, but 99%, I guess, so literally 99% of my Riftbound collection. Not collection, but the bulk of my Riftbound. Like, I'm saying the order that they ordered some like Magic the Gathering cards as well too, which is nice because those move very, very slowly. But they ordered like 730 cards. 700 of those cards were Riftbound cards, and I probably had 720 or 730 total Riftbound cards. So they bought 700 of them. So there's only a few of the Riftbound cards left that I actually had in my inventory, because I do have a stack here that unfortunately I didn't have inventoried yet, so they weren't able to buy these two. But I have this stack, probably about 120 cards or so, I would guess. But yeah, so I have those that again haven't been inventoried, but out of all the Riftbound cards that I did have inventoried at the time, they bought like 700 out of 730 cards. So that really cleared it out. And again, it's because I moved the vast majority of the cards down to 1 cent. Now, it's probably going to cost me about as much or maybe more from what I earned from that sale to ship those cards out, but it's only gonna be a few dollar difference either way, right? So I'm not really making a shit ton of money off of that, but it got rid of a lot of the cards, which again is the goal here, right? Which is the goal. Now the money is supposed to be made on those other cards, like I said. The card, when I find the outliers, I'm like, hey, I have this card. This card's going for 60 bucks right now. I have 2 of them. I'll sell 1 of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't really need, especially for Riftbound when I'm not really playing the game yet. The card's going for $60. I have 2 of them. I'll still have 1 for my collection. I'll sell the damn card. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my thought process. That's where I am right now. But yeah, it's been working out. Again, today hasn't been a super crazy day, which again is nice. Sometimes I need a break, and I'm pretty sure it has to do with the fact that today is the release of OP-16. People are focused on that. They're buying those things. I have some boxes that obviously we're gonna open. We're gonna open some packs, and then once I'm able to, on next Friday, I'll go ahead and have all my cards organized. I'll have them sorted, that kind of thing. I think they allow you to put them into the inventory, but the inventory doesn't become live for that particular set until the release date, the official release date. So I'll put it all in the I'll put the inventory in here after I obviously do my collection, right? I'll put the inventory in, and then next Friday it'll be active pretty much immediately. Went to Target today. They had it's funny because they had Pokemon cards. They had a shit ton of fucking Pokemon cards. They didn't have any. They did have a box of like the Riftbound starter decks. They had a couple of those, the Vex ones. So I went ahead and grabbed one of those, but then they had like a bunch of Pokemon cards or whatever. So I was like, whatever, I'll just grab some Pokemon. And I feel shitty doing that because I hate when Pokemon players buy One Piece packs when they don't even fuck with One Piece. But whatever, it is what it is. It's content, it's inventory to open, it's that kind of thing. So I bought a decent amount, not a crazy amount. I got one of the ETB boxes of the new set. I think it's a Chaos Rising. There was two sets that they had. They had Chaos Rising, and then they had Perfect Order, I want to say. So I grabbed a couple of like boosters of each. Then I grabbed the ETB of like Chaos Rising. I think Chaos Rising just came out today. I think that was the release for Chaos Rising. Today was that day, but not 100% sure. As far as the packs that I've opened already, like I said, I got the Luffy, the alt art for the Luffy, which is a pretty big hit, which I guess I'm happy about. I was looking through all the cards. There's not really any major hits that I'm looking forward to. Even the SPs kind of look meh. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I think this set is really like a filler set until the next set, which will be 4th anniversary set, which is going to be crazy. So OP-17 is definitely going to be crazy. This set is kind of like mid, but whatever. It's a set, and I'm happy to open shit. Opened up my SRs have been really good so far. I've got some really good SRs. I got the Buggy SR. I got the Boa SR. I got the Shiryu SR. I got the Yamato SR. So the SRs are really good so far. I've gotten some really good SRs so far. I've gotten a ton of stuff for Teach. First leader I opened, I think it was in the second pack. The first leader that I opened was Teach. So I'm like, it's a sign. I've gotten a shit ton of stuff for Teach already. Haven't gotten the secret rares yet. I haven't hit a secret rare from this box, so we will see. From my, well, we can look at some of these cards that actually we're not going to look at a ton of them, but we'll look at some of these cards from my my pre-release event. And so the pre-release event went okay. I lost my first game, which that pretty much takes you out of it, but then I won my next 2 games, and I won them very like I don't want to call it pretty easily, but it was like I was very comfortable, we'll say, in both of those games. In the first game, I should have won the first game, but I was trying to I was limit testing, and when I was doing it, when I made a play, and when I was doing it, I was like, this is probably not the right play. I should do this play, establish your body, but I did something different. I shoved a whole bunch of down on my Luffy leader and swung for double attack. And I was like, when I was doing it, I was like, I shouldn't do this. I just need to play the big body and go from there, right? Is what I should have done. And while I was doing it, I was thinking of it, but I honestly, in my head, I was like, you know what? We'll test it out. We'll see what happens. And then we'll learn for the next pre-releases or whatever. And that's what happened. We did. We learned from those pre-release. We learned from that because it literally caused me to lose. But it is what it is, and I'm not super upset or heartbroken about it. But I did pull first secret rare of the set from those packs. Everything else was kind of mid, honestly. I did pull a 8 cost. This was the 8 cost Edward Newgate, which was actually was the card that I was deciding if I wanted to play when I was talking about that play mistake that I had. That was the card that I decided I didn't want to play, which I know I should have. In the moment, I knew I should have. I didn't, and then, you know, hindsight, I didn't. But that was the SR that I pulled. Then I pulled this secret rare. So, you know, this card, I don't think this card is that good. But I will say this. It definitely has its, like, in the right deck, right, in the ace deck, I think it could be fairly good, but I think it's halfway decent, and I'm happy to have a secret rare, to be honest. So let's read through this. Portgas de Ace. It's funny because, like, the first card on the stream for OP-16 we're reading is a secret rare. All right, so 5 cost, 6,000 power, 1K counter. I love that it's a 1K counter. With the text, the counter of all of your character cards with 8,000 power in your hand becomes plus 2,000. So any card in your hand that has 8,000 power in it becomes a 2K. So if it's a brick, becomes a 2K. If it's a 1K, it becomes a 2K, and then 2K obviously does nothing. But yeah, it turns everything into a 2K that has 8,000 power to it. So very nice. I like that effect a lot. Again, that's very niche though. It works just in a certain deck. You gotta have a lot of 8,000 power characters for that to work. All right. And they're kind of in their searcher era for their secret rares. So the Enel was a searcher, top 5 searcher for any card, and then you trash one from your hand. Both of the secret rares in this set are both searchers. So here, on play and on KO, which I think is what makes it the secret rareness of it, right? Something that's very, very unique. So on play and on KO, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 Monkey D. Luffy, or up to 1 card with a type including Whitebeard Pirates, and add it to your hand. Then place the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order. So it happens on play and then also on KO. So not too bad. Again, searcher. So nothing too crazy. Like, is that really secret rare material? I guess so. These were some of the cards. These were some of the we'll open some of these. We'll open some packs and we'll start reading through the cards when we open the packs. But these are some of the cards that we got for the Teach deck. I'm probably not going to play all these. Like, I don't know if I'll be playing these Black Holes. The Zehaha I will be playing. I needed this. I think this is my second one. I only need 2 of them. So I pulled 1 earlier from the boxes. Then I also pulled 1 from my pre-release packs. This Lafitte, it will be nice. This basket shot I will be running. It's nice to pull all the cards because it'll give me the ability to determine which ones are going to be the best, which ones are going to be you know, mid, whatever, blah blah blah. Cool. This was the pre-release card. So basically the way it works is the pre-release, you get a promo, then the winner card is the same card but it has like a winner stamp on it. Luffy's and the waifus are typically, you know, pretty expensive. So we'll see what the Luffy winner card becomes. Hopefully I can win this card at some point. Like I said, I played super well today and I think I could have, you know, winning that first game would have potentially, you know, butterfly effect changed my next 2 games. So who fucking really knows? But I should have won. I could have won the first game. Or I could have put myself in a better place to win the first game. Again, I was kind of limit testing and things like that, but I have a couple more. I have 2 tomorrow, then I have 1 on Sunday, then there's another one on Tuesday, then there's another one. So I signed up for quite a few of them, but we'll see how many I'm actually able to make it to, especially, oh shit, Thursday I'm not even going to be here, so I have to cancel that one. Boys are going to Mexico. Me and my wife going to Mexico for my cousin's wedding. It's going to be a blast. Typically, but this one I typically have stopped opening the packs because there's a Rainbow Luffy in it behind here, and typically what people do will open it and use the Rainbow Luffy for the for their leader. But everybody knows what Rainbow Luffy does, so I just leave him in the pack, and this is what my leader looks like, right? But it's the Rainbow Luffy because, again, everybody knows what it does. All right, so we did get the release event, so here's the pre-release stamps. So let's see what we get. Let's tear up the corners of our cards too. God, that was hard to open. Okay, whatever. Yeah, they're going to be really good cards too. We got the Burgess. Not too bad. I don't know if this is one that's going to be very sought after, but for me, this is fire. And then we got the Shanks. Okay, these are... I'm happy. I'm actually very, very happy with these. We'll take a look. Tonight's going to be a long night, right? So it's 11:30. We ain't opened the pack yet. But tonight will be a long night. We'll open the rest of this box. We're gonna look at some TCG player, that kind of thing. Get to talking about some cards. So I'm pumped. I'm excited. We didn't even talk about what this Luffy does. Let's go back to this Luffy. Then we'll read these two cards. All right. So this Luffy's a 5-cost, 5,000 power. I don't even know what this Luffy does. Honestly, I haven't read it yet. 5,000 power, 1K counter, blocker with on play. Rest up to one of your opponent's characters with the cost of 5 or less. So nothing crazy, but you know, I think that's how it should be. They just need mid cards. They need mad cards. Every card can't be a fucking banger. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just has to be that way. All right. So these are actually fire. I'm actually super happy with these. I'm not gonna lie, right? Some of the ones will be very mid, but these like are above average mid. I would say they're not super crazy bangers. Maybe the Shanks is maybe the Shanks is a super crazy banger, but the Burgess I think is like an above average banger for sure. All right, so the Burgess 3/5 brick with on KO. Add up to 1 card from the top of your opponent's life cards to the owner's hand. With the trigger, you may trash 1 card from your hand, play this card. So, trying to determine if that card is good enough to be played. I've been experimenting with it, but we'll have to see. Shanks, 4-cost, 5,000 power, 2K counter. Okay, not too bad. On play, you may rest 2 of your Dawn cards, KO up to 1 of your opponent's characters with 4,000 power or less. That's not too bad, but it takes 6 Dawn to do that. It takes 6 Dawn to KO a character with 4,000 power or less. It should be 5,000, I think, for 6 Dawn. It should be 5,000, but whatever. Regular body. All right. These first 2 packs will be the packs from the tournament. These 2. I believe it's these 2. So I won, let me think. So I won 2 games, so it's 1 pack per win. So these are my packs per win. I just threw them in my box. I don't know why I did that, but. All right, so we're gonna read through these, and y'all know these typically take forever to get through, so bear with me. Or sit back and enjoy. Whatever the fuck you want to do. All right, Dracule Mihawk. 6-cost, 8,000 power with rush character. On play, draw 2 cards and trash 2 cards from your hand. This is a very good card. This is and it has rush character. I'm surprised this is just a common card. This feels like more uncommon like territory. All right, so draw 2 cards and trash 2 cards from your hand. Then give up to 1 of your opponent's characters -4 cost during this turn. Like, that's not bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a bad effect. Shoot, this might get played in. May get played in like a lot of different removal decks. You know what I'm saying? -4 cost. So for 6 cost, you draw 2, trash 2. Then you give one of your opponents -4 cost for the turn. And it's a 6/8, and it can swing on the turn it gets played. That I like that card a lot. This card was getting a bit of hate from what I've seen in the like from some of the openings that I've seen so far on this, on this set, but that seems very, very good to me. All right, so we got a vanilla 6/7 2K counter smoker. Trafalgar Law. Apparently this is a very good card in the pre-releases. Let's read through it and see. I don't know. I didn't pull one, so I don't know. All right, 4/3, 1,000 counter. On play, add up to 1 Don card from your Don deck and set it as active. Seems pretty good. When attacking, if your leader has the Don Quixote Pirates type, this character gains plus 3,000 power during this turn. Okay, so it's a 4/6. That's not bad with a 1K counter. And it ramps. That seems pretty good to me. Yep, that's a card that I would definitely put in my deck. The 2Ks, typically just all the 2Ks I put in my deck, and I put most of the blockers in there. But yeah, the 2Ks and the blockers, I typically put all those in there, so this would probably go in there. All right, 7/8, 2,000 power. It's a vanilla character. Captain Buggy's our savior. All right, so it's a 1-cost blue event with counter. If you have 2 or more Prisoner of Impel down cards, up to one of your leader or character cards gains plus 4,000 power during this turn. Bartholomew Kuma, 3/4, 1K counter. On play, draw 2 and trash 2 cards from your hand. Then give up to 1 rested down card to your leader or one of your characters. This isn't bad. This could definitely see some play in maybe Koala, right? Because of 3, because you're so reliant on going on the even curve because you don't really have cards for the odd curve. This isn't bad, right? On play, you get to draw 2, trash 2. It's a fairly decent body, 1 Don investment. And if you're going on the odd curve anyways, you typically have an extra Don to swing with because you're playing 2, 4, 6, 8 cost characters, or not really 2, but 4, 6, 8 cost characters. So you typically will have an extra Don if you're going on the on your 5 Don turn. There's not really a 5 Don play in Koala, so you're playing a 4 cost character. You have that extra Don attached to him. You've already drawn 2. You attached a Don to your leader, so it's not. So you're not swinging 5 with your leader. You're swinging 6. Not bad. Not bad. Rockstar Red-Haired Pirates. So 1 cost, 2,000 power, 2K counter. Once per turn, if your Red-Haired Pirates type character would be removed or would be KO'd, you may trash 1 character card with 6,000 power or more from your hand instead. So this is just KO'd. That's not bad. Would be KO'd. It's not by effect or anything like that. That's nice. All right, Don Quixote Rocinante. That's a cigarette in this picture. What the hell? 2/1/1 blocker. On play, you may rest 2 of your Don cards. If your leader has the Navy type, add up to 1 Don card from your Don deck and rest it. Thatch, 8/8, 1,000 counter. If you have a character with 8,000 power or more, and a type including Whitebeard Pirates, give this card in your hand -3 cost. So 5/8, 1K blocker seems good. Kozuki Momonosuke, 5/0, 2K counter. Activate main. You may trash this character with a cost of 20 or more. If you have 9 or more Don cards on your field, play up to 1 Kozuki Momonosuke with a cost of 9 from your trash. So this is obviously played in, this doesn't make any sense. There's a combo that you're supposed to use it with that you use in Yamato, right? So there's another card, it's a 2K counter, I can't remember what her name is, Shinobu. She gives him plus 20 cost, and so it becomes a 25 cost character, and so this effect can be played, right? So they're both 2K counters, so not too bad. All right, Vista, 6/8 brick. On play, you may reveal 1 character card with 8,000 power from your hand. Draw 1 card. Dawn ×1 when attacking. KO up to 2 of your. Oh, that's really good. KO up to 2 of your opponent's characters with 2,000 base power or less. That's not bad at all. 2 of them for 1 Dawn, and you're swinging 9. All right, we got a Nami. This Nami pisses me off. We'll read why. 1 cost, 2,000 power, 1K counter. On play, if your leader has the Land of Wano. Okay, so no good in Brook. No good for Brook. No good for Brook. Brook needs another searcher. He doesn't need another Nami though. So we need a non-Nami Straw Hat searcher in black and green, right? There's only one in both of those colors, and it's Nami. Devs, what up? Ooh, with the little chopper dances. I love it. All right, so on play, if your leader has the Land of Wano type, look at 4 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 Land of Wano type card other than Nami, and add it to your hand, then trash the rest. So, yeah. We just need another searcher. They need another searcher for Brook. A green, black, Straw Hat searcher that's not Nami would be nice. All right. Now, you might say this is true. The chopper is essentially a searcher in that deck because you're going through your trash, but it's there needs to be another searcher because not being able to get your Namis from the top 5 searches is so frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. All right, so we got Morley. 4 cost, 5,000 power, 1K counter. Forgive my nails. This is the longest I would ever let my nails get. But again, I'm going out of town on Thursday, so I basically not doing anything to my nails because I'm gonna go get like a manicure and pedicure beginning of next week, like probably Monday or Tuesday, just so my hands and feet could be good. And it doesn't make much sense to me to like kind of hack at your own nails or clip your own nails and stuff like that when you're going to be wanting to go do like a professional, have them do it in a week or two. So my nails, I hate them. They're clean at least, which is nice, but they just are way too long for my liking. But anyways, all right, Morley, 4 cost, 5,000 power, 1K counter. If this character would be KO'd, you may rest 2 of your cards instead. Unblockable. Very good in this type of format. I did pull one. I didn't include him because it just didn't fit. But having unblockable, getting your opponent down to 0 life, and then just being able to swing 15. Good luck getting out of that. Curio, read that. This Zoro wasn't really an MVP, but I played it a couple of times and it was actually pretty good. 7 cost, 9,000 power. It's a potential Brook card. On play, rest up to 1 of your opponent's cards. Then you may trash 1 card from your hand. If you do, give up to 3 rested Don cards to your leader. So it rests anything, which is awesome. And if you trash, it's a big, massive body. And if you trash a card from your hand, that's pretty good in Brook. There's a ton of bricks in Brook that you're fine to trash. You can play this from your trash, give it rush with Nami, right? So swing for 9,000 power. So this card, I'm talking myself into it. I'm like, okay, typically you're going to want to play typically you'll want to play the Luffy, the 7 cost Luffy, the monster Luffy. But let's say you have him, what you want to have. You want to have him on your 7 Don turn, your 9 Don turn, you're playing Nami. And then you're playing like the double attack Luffy. But like, double attack Luffy is fine. Like, he can swing up to 11, and that's if you give him all 4 of the Don. But a lot of times you're using the Don to play out another character, so you're still swinging with 7. This actually gets to rest something. I like this better than Luffy now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe, we'll see. Because this rests one of your opponents, rests anything. It could rest a Don, it could rest a blocker, whatever. And then trash a card. You give your leader 3 rested Don. So now your leader is swinging for 8 instead of the typical 5, right? So your leader's swinging for 8. You're swinging for 9 here. You're probably swinging for 9 or 10 from the Luffy before. You get to rest something. So I like that card. I like that card a lot now that I'm talking my way through it. Shanks, we looked at that one already. Black Hole, 2 cost event with main. You may trash 1 card with a trigger from your hand. Negate the effects of up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 8 or less during this turn. So not horrible. And then it does have a trigger. Add up to 1 Blackbeard Pirates type card from your trash to your hand. that card, like, it's okay, right? It's okay. Um, would be much better if you didn't have to trash a card from your hand, but the effect is awesome. So to be able to turn off your opponent an 8 cost or less for just 2 Don, yeah, that's kind of lame. You probably have to discard a trigger, so that makes sense. But I don't know if I'm playing that one in the deck at all. Lafitte, again, another character. Oh, but it's gonna go into the pile because, like I said, we're gonna separate all the Blackbeard stuff so I can have my options. Lafitte, 1 cost, 2,000 power, 1K counter. On KO, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. Trigger, activate this card's on KO effect. This is really a card that's not seeing a whole lot of play in Blackbeard at all. Rockstar, Bunkov, 2 cost, 3,000 power, 2K counter. When attacking, if you have Antlerkov, play up to 1 character with a cost of 2 or less from your hand. Ezo, 1 cost, 2,000 power, 1K counter. On play, you may reveal 1 character card with 8,000 power from your hand. Draw 1 card. So maybe this is like an early 1 Dawn play, but there's way better plays than that. Ooh, Portgas D-Ace. This is a pretty interesting card. 4 costs, 5,000 power, 1K counter. On KO, your opponent trashes 2 cards from their hand. There's no limit on there. So this is really good in like a this will be really good in a hand destruction deck, which I have been wanting to do. Like, this card would stay on the field all day, but its effect really kind of well, you know what? It could give so activate main once per turn, give up to 1 Rested Dawn card to one of your Land of Wano type leader or character cards. Okay, so this was something I was very not concerned, but I was a little confused about when you see this card like translated, because it has Wano country on it, and I didn't know if Wano country, because some of the cards said Land of Wano, but then some of them said Wano country. So it was confusing to know if they actually had a Land of Wano and a Wano country, or if it was all the same. If it was all meant to be the same. And now this translation clarifies it for me. Lets me know it's all Land of Wano. So, but this isn't that bad. This could definitely go in like a hand destruction deck with let me think. Yeah, this could go in like with the Robin. I'm trying to think. Brooke could probably do some pretty nice hand destruction. You know what I'm saying? Probably be better in like a Luffy, because what's the name gets blocker. I'll have to look into that. Anyways, like, but yeah, because this card is gonna stay out there. It basically becomes a six cost. No one's really gonna attack it, and if they do, they're gonna trash cards from their hand. Then you're gonna have, and there's no limit, like, right? So they only have 2 cards in their hand. They still trash 2 cards. There's the Luffy, obviously, that the secret rare Luffy, where when it attacks, your opponent has to discard a card from their hand. There's the Robin on play. They have to trash 2 cards from their hand. So there's some hand destruction out there. There's definitely some hand destruction out there. Maybe black purple Luffy, because there's the purple law that makes your opponent trash if they have like 7 or more cards in their hand. All right, so that's not too bad. I'm kind of I'm getting too brainstormy here. All right, Mr. 1, Das Bones. 2 costs, 2,000 power, 1K counter. Dawn times 1, your turn. If you have 5 or more cards in your hand, this character gains 3,000 power. On play, draw 1 card. Ivankov. This was one of the SRs that I wasn't like too excited to get, but we got it. I think this is the second pack from the store deck, or excuse me, from the store. This one might be too. So we'll open this one and we'll say that this one was from the store, but It's definitely one of these 2 packs. All right, so Ivankov, 4 cost, 4,000 power, 1k counter. On play, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Impel Down type card, add it to your hand, and place the rest at the bottom of your deck. That's pretty nice because there's no limit other than Impel Down, right? Which I guess that's a lot of other cards too. But whatever. All right, place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Then play up to 1 character card with a cost of 2 or less from your hand. So this is a pretty good card. This is a pretty good card for the Luffy deck. Specifically, I'm sure somebody will make some other type of deck work with that card with the Impel Down package. All right, so this pack is potentially the second pack from the store, potentially not. All right, Shimotsuku Ushimaru. 2 cost, 2,000 power, 1k counter, just a blocker. Just a blocker. 1 cost, 3,000 power, 1k counter, vanilla Arlong. Another Trafalgar Law, we read that one already. Boa Sandersonia, 4 cost, 5,000 power, blocker. If you have 2 or less life cards, play this card. This card won me my second game. Potentially. I had a couple of blockers out there, but then I triggered this one, my second to last life. My opponent had no life. I had 2 life cards left. They were swinging at me trying and go for game. They pretty much had to because I had a pretty stacked board. He had 3 cards, pretty stacked too, but he had no life. So on the crackback, there was probably nothing that he was going to be able to do. So I was going to have at least 4 big swings, at least 5 big swings, excuse me. No, 4 big swings because one of them was a chunk blocker. But anyways, I triggered this card from my life, from my second life, and so played it out there. And once I played it, he was like, "Okay, that's game. There's no way I'm going to be able to get past all 3 of your blockers now." So Lafitte, Benevolent King of the Waves. This is Chopper's biggest fan here. 3 cost, 5,000 power. With on play, you may trash 1 card from your hand, add up to 1 Don card from your Don deck, and rest it. On KO, add up to 1 Don card from your Don deck and rest it. Hallowed Glacier Slash. I actually used this card, this effect, today to clear my opponent's board. So it's a 1 cost event. With main, you may rest 2 of your Don cards. If your opponent's character has been KO'd during this turn, set your leader Yamato as active. So it obviously only works in Yamato, but it worked very well for me because I swung, he blocked, he countered, he's countering everything. He's throwing all his cards in his hand away to protect some of his smaller bodies, which is, I don't know, whatever. But I had this, reactivated my leader, and swung into him again. So it was nice. It was pretty cool. Speak of the Devil, Yamato. So 5,000 power. I've pulled. This is my second or third Yamato. 5,000 power, 5 life, black leader. When a Land of Wano type character card is played from your trash, that character gains rush during this turn. So very aggressive. This is very popular. Everybody was talking about they want to play this card. Everybody was talking about this, or they want to play this deck. It was like, I was shocked not that many people wanted to play like Teach or Luffy, that kind of thing. Most people are wanting to play Yamato. So, all right, Black Vortex. Now, this is a card, I think this card is absolutely playable in Blackbeard, much more than the, what the hell was this other one called? Black Hole. I think this card is much more playable. So it's a 1 cost event with main. If your leader has the Blackbeard Pirates type, add up to 1 card with a trigger other than Black Vortex from your hand. Now the card can be any card with a trigger. It doesn't have to be a Blackbeard type card. It just has to have a trigger. So I'm gonna be running boas, the 9 cost 10,000 power boa, where you draw a card if your opponent has, or excuse me, if your leader is a 7 warlords of the sea. On play, you heal, your opponent takes a life to hand. This can, a lot of times, you know, you're tossing that card to, you know, be a trigger or whatever. This can get that on your 10 Dawn turn if you don't have a teach to play or something like that. This can get that from your trash, and you still have enough Dawn to play it to heal 1 and rip 1 life from your opponent. Very good card. And then the trigger effect is crazy, especially against Yamato. It shuts Yamato down completely. Like, it literally shuts her down. Negate the effect of up to one of your opponent's leader or character cards during this turn. So you take this from life. Your opponent really, Yamato is really dependent on playing a card from trash, swinging with it, or playing the Yamato from trash, swinging with it, playing, you know, trashing it, playing the bigger Yamato from trash, giving it rush, you know. But when you negate that effect, when you negate the effect, the ability for them to swing, you take away their swings. You take away all those swings. So very good effect. I love that card. Bunkoff. San Juan Wolf. Another Blackbeard Pirates type card. Did we I said I'm tripping. I'm talking all that shit about it and didn't even put it in the right spot. San Juan Wolf. 4 cost 5,000 power 1k counter with on KO. If your leader has the Blackbeard Pirates type, draw 1 card. Then up to one of your leader or character cards base power becomes 7,000 power during this turn. With trigger, activate this card's on KO effect. Most of the cards in the Blackbeard set have the same activate this card's on KO effect. Some of them are different, but that's the vast majority of them for the characters or whatever. Board into submission. Welcome. Have I pulled anything interesting? This is only my 3rd pack from like the packs that we're opening right now, but I was at a release event, and I did pull this ace, so it's okay. It's an okay hit in my opinion, but it's a secret rare, better than not hitting a secret rare, so I'm happy with that. I did open a couple of packs from this box before, like a little earlier today. What sucks? 47. What up, Luffy TV? What up, Raid? How's it going, everybody? Thank you. I appreciate you. Much appreciated. I did pull the back to your question board into submission. I did pull, so the very first pack that I pulled from this card, or excuse me, the very first pack that I pulled from this box was the alt art for the SR Luffy, the 4 cost 6,000 power red Luffy, which is a pretty dope hit. It is a pretty dope hit, I must say. So I'm happy with that one. That's the only hit that I've hit from this box yet. So we'll see if we get another one or see what the other one will be. We get the Yamato here, the 8 cost 8,000 power Yamato. This one says, on play, add up to 1 Land of Wano type character card with a cost of 6 or less from your trash to your hand. Then play up to 1 character card with a cost of 2 or less from your hand. What's actually crazy about this card is apparently this one is the better of the Yamatos. Like, that's kind of like the feedback that I've gotten from some of the like content creators that I've watched talk about this card and talk about, you know, the Yamato leader in general. I would think it was the unblockable 8,000 power 8k Yamato with unblockable. I'm pretty sure that one also has a 1k counter, and it's pretty much un-KOable, because if you do KO it, your opponent allows you to play the 6 cost Yamato from the trash, which will swing on their turn and then get to play another Yamato from the trash. So it adds an additional swing for no reason. So I think that Yamato would be better, but the feedback that I've been seeing is that this 8 cost Yamato is better. Which one? Oh, one of your chases is that Luffy. It looks awesome. It kind of sucks that it was the very first pack. You know what I'm saying? Because like I like the hits to be like middle to late. Because a lot of times I'm opening packs on stream and stuff like that. But It was the very first pack that I opened, and I wasn't even opening it on stream. I just couldn't wait to open some packs because it was going to be a couple of hours before I had obviously done the stream. So I wanted to open some packs, and just so happens the first one was the alt, one of the bigger hits. Yeah, pre-release. I did pretty well at my pre-release. I have a couple more coming up. I have 2 tomorrow. We'll see if I can make both of them and see if I learned my lesson from today. I played pretty well. Lost the first game, and that kind of kills the vibes for the rest of it. But it was fun. 6 cost, 7,000 power. Smoker, Shimotsuku Ushimaru. We read him already. All right, so another ace. 3 cost, 0 power, 1,000 counter. Activate main. You may rest this character. Draw 1 card. Pretty much acts like a blocker. You get to draw. It replaces itself. Very first turn that you put it out there. All right, Younger Brother Marine, 5 cost, 6,000 power, 2K counter, vanilla. Captain Buggy's our savior. We read that one already. Ramba, 6 costs, 8,000 power, 1K counter. There's a ton of fucking vanillas in this set. 6 costs, 8,000 power, 1K counter. I think this might be my first boa. Maybe I've opened one before. All right. Mahoroba, 2 cost. Event with main. Up to one of your leader or character cards gains plus 3,000 power during this turn. Then, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less. That's all right. All right. Both of these cards are the first time I'm opening these cards, so very nice. All right, so 0 cost event. If you're coming with me, kiss your lives goodbye. So main. You may rest one of your Don cards and reveal 1 character card with 8,000 power from your hand. Draw 1 card. Counter. You may trash 1 card from your hand. Up to one of your leader or character cards gains plus 3,000 power during this battle. Miss Olive. 5 costs, 6,000 power, 1K counter blocker. With on play, you may return one of your characters with a cost of 2 or more to the owner's hand. Draw 2 and trash 1. Not too bad. All right. Kozuku Momonosuke. I had no idea what this original artwork looked like until I opened one earlier today, because I had only seen the alternate art from the sim. I think the alternate art is still on the sim, even though they went through and did an update with the actual scans or whatever. I did not see this card artwork until today. So it actually is lame. Like, the dragon looks dope and stuff, but compared to the alternate art looks so good, and that was kind of like what my brain kind of like settled on, what this Momonosuke should look like. And then this one came and I'm like, don't like it that much. But it's a 9 cost, 6,000 power, 1K counter blocker. With on play up to 1 Land of Wano type character card with a cost of 6 or less other than Kozuku Momonosuke from your trash. So this goes back into that combination that we were talking about earlier. We saw the Momonosuke, 5 cost Momonosuke, which allows you to play a Momonosuke from trash. So this is kind of like what happens, right? You get to play this. Sometimes people will swing with it, sometimes they won't. But it also allows you to play the 6 cost Yamato, swing with it, trash it, bring out another 8 cost Yamato, swing with that. So it's very aggressive, a very aggressive deck. All right. Ooh, let's go. Oh my goodness. We got the alt boa. I was talking crap on the alts just a little bit ago, saying that there wasn't really many that I was like kind of like fiending over. This isn't one that I'm fiending over, but this is a big one. This is absolutely one that I wanted to hit, right? And sometimes you just kind of get into that mindset where you're like, I'm not gonna hit the good ones. I'm not gonna hit the crazy hits. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is awesome. This is beautiful. And so we got the Luffy and we got the boa. Let's go. Both alt artworks in one box. Let's go, man. That's actually massive. That is actually massive. So we got at least one more hit. Hopefully we got at least one more hit in this box. And That was massive. Yes, yes, definitely GG. Like, there's this box is crazy. This box is absolutely crazy, and it's from my favorite. It's from my favorite shop. And what's crazy, man, that shop. I was not. I was hitting blanks on that shop for a long time with like my packs from my tournaments and packs from like boxes and stuff. Like you know, I would get regular boxes and things like that. But my past couple of tournaments that I went to, last tournament I went to was on Tuesday. This past Tuesday, I got one pack because I went 0-3. I got one pack and pulled the Smoker and Tashigi special print from that one pack that I had, and then the pack before I had the special print Anel from OP-16. So the past two tournaments that I went to there got some pretty good hits, and now they hit me with a Boa and a Luffy alt art. So very nice, very nice. All right, younger brother Marine. We got a Jinbei, 562, vanilla. There's a lot of vanillas. Jesus Burgess, Shanks. We'll put Burgess over here because I'm trying to, I'm trying to build that black yellow teach. What are you guys? Yes, it was MSRP. The Luffy was this is the only box I typically get for MSRP. The boxes from this shop, they cap you at one because they're pretty much the only shop in the area that does MSRP, but that I know of at least. But yeah, the Luffy from this was what I looked it up earlier, but that Luffy was like running like 120-ish as well too. So yeah, that Boa, massive hit, massive hit. What are you guys planning on running? Are you guys gonna be running just something that you've always or that you've been running prior to OP-16? Or are you gonna be running something from OP-16? I've been running Brook, which I love. I love Brook. He's so fun. I've actually been able to win a locals with it. But I think I'm probably gonna go to Black Yellow Teach. As corny as that is, I typically don't play like the meta relevant decks. I typically will play off meta pretty heavily, but my first deck that I ever played was Teach when I got into One Piece back in OP-11. So first deck I ever played was Teach. So he holds a special place in my heart. So I gotta go back to him. Koala is probably one of my favorite leaders too. She's black and yellow, so I like that color combination as well. And I really like this Teach, so I'll be playing with this Teach with this for this new set. All right, Tony Chopper, 3 costs, 4,000 power, 1k counter on play. Draw 2, trash 2 cards from your hand, then KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 1 or less. This wouldn't be bad for Brook, but probably not. All right, Ezo, Van Alger. Trying to determine if Van Alger is better than the what's the one that rests? Oh, I can't think of his name right now. Oh, the Vasco shot. Yeah, the Vasco shot. Because the Van Alger, you give anything 3,000 minus, so you can do their leader. You can do a character that has like 7,000 power or less, basically. Force them to have to attach Don to be able to swing with them. So you're basically getting rid of a swing. But the Vasco shot rests to 6 costs or less, which sometimes I think that's like less effective because once we're later in the game, right, your opponent's characters are going to be bigger than 6, so you're not going to be able to rest anything. So it's very situational, but being able to rest like blockers and things like that is super, super clutch. So I'm still trying to determine what's going to be better between the two to run more of, because I'm going to be running both of them obviously, but I'm not going to be running 4 copies of each. I mean, yeah, the Van Alger, your opponent has to kill, but with Teach, with his effect, you force him to kill. I mean, we're not talking about the pre-release events right now, but the Teach's ability, you kind of force them into attacking these guys, right? That's the whole plan behind it. Like, you make them attack the Van Alger, or you make them attack the Vasco shot. All right, Crocodile, 4 cost, 6,000 power blocker. On play, you may return one of your characters with a cost of 2 or more to the owner's hand. Play up to 1 Impel Down type character with a cost of 2 or less from your hand. The King of Pirates for 16. You got the Luffy, huh? Oh, Don Krieg. Oh, you're going Don Krieg. Oh, were you playing Don Krieg in 15? Oh, Don Krieg. Don Krieg is such a weird deck because it just seems so terrifying to just minus 2,000 power from your opponent's characters is just so terrifying. But that deck just didn't pop off for some reason. I don't know why. Like, I have no idea why. Like I said, I played Brook for OP-15, and it terrified me. It terrified me all the time. So, ooh, we get a Moby Dick. Not too bad. The Moby Dick. So 1 cost stage. Are we playing Luffy and then Lucy? Okay, very nice, very nice. Luffy, the green blue Luffy, I think is. I thought it was gonna be the best deck in the format. Like, that restand event is absolutely insane. But like, there's ways to play around it and whatnot, and you definitely will see it coming. You know, in the end game. So you can like play around it type of a situation, but it's just very aggro, and for whatever reason, I always do bad against aggro. Like, it's probably because I typically like to play like control decks, like longer type of games, that kind of thing. But like, those aggro decks really get to me. Those they definitely get to me, and I have a hard time with the aggro decks. Oh, you played Croc? I really want to build a Croc deck. I kind of started on it, like on the sim, to kind of get familiar with it, and I have all the cards for it, so I probably should build the Croc deck just to have it, but I haven't done it yet. But that's definitely something on my to-do list. Like, I really want to play Croc. It is a super, super good deck. All right, so the Moby Dick on play. If your leader has the Whitebeard Pirates type, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck and add up to 1 card to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Activate main. You may trash this stage. Give up to 1 rested down card to your leader or your characters, or one of your characters. All right, then we get another San Juan Wolfie. Luffy, we'll put you over here. We'll put you over here, buddy. Man, why am I got all my cards just kind of spread out all over the place. Man, that Boa is nice. Let's look at Boa again. Let's just kind of like pay attention to Boa. We didn't even read her. I just kind of skipped past her. I was like, look at her. She looks so amazing. We didn't even read her. My bad, y'all. All right, 7 costs 9,000 power. So it's a pretty big body. Unblockable. So that's already good. On play, up to 1 of your opponent's characters other than Monkey D. Luffy cannot be rested until the end of your opponent's next end phase. So very good card, and God, that card looks amazing. That looks super good. I really want to go grab a top loader to put that in, but it can wait. I won't. I'll go easy on it for now. Man, that card looks amazing. It looks so good. Yeah, maybe when they give him some more support. You're right. Like, the East Blue stuff like really isn't that good, and it was all mostly green, and he does play well into the OP-16 decks. I haven't sleeved her yet. No, I haven't. I should have, but I don't want to leave y'all hanging, you know what I'm saying? But God, it looks good. Like, the more I look at it, I'm like, man, that card is an amazing looking card. All right, Portgas D-Ace. Arlong. Kazuki Odin. 5 cost, 6,000 power, 1k counter with blocker. On play, you may trash 1 character card with a cost of 8 or more from your hand. Draw 2 cards. Don Quixote do Flamingo. 3 cost, 0, 1,000 power, counter. Activate main. You may rest this character. If your opponent has 8 or more cards in their hand, they place 2 cards from their hand at the bottom of their deck in any order. Yes, I did find that red alt Luffy in this box as well too. So it's the lovers box. Well, I mean, Boa loves Luffy. Luffy don't love shit, but being the king of the pirates. But yeah, I did find it. I did find both of those in this box, that's actually crazy to me. This is probably one of the best boxes I've ever pulled. I'm not gonna lie; those are 2 massive pulls. All right, Monkey D Guard, 5 cost, 6,000 power, 1K counter. On play, if your leader has the Navy type, add up to 1 Don card from your Don deck and set it as active, and add up to 1 additional Don card and rest it. Amazing card for this is an amazing card for oh no, I was looking at the Sengoku, but it is an amazing card for this format, like the pre-release events. Very good. Being able to go from 5 to 9 your next turn, absolutely insane. Very crazy. So play that card. All right, 6 cost, 7,000 power, Moji and Kabaji, 1K counter. On play, if you have 5 or less cards in your hand, draw 2 cards. Marineford, 1 cost stage with on play. Look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 Navy type card and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Activate main, Don -1. You may rest this stage. Draw 1 card and trash 1 card from your hand. That's a very good stage. I really like that stage. All right, Miss Ala, we read through that already. The 8 cost. So one of the 8 cost Yamatos doesn't have counter, but man, they have a shit ton of 2K counters too. Like they have a lot. They have a ton of counters. They really do. All right, Black Vortex. We got a Prisoner of Impel Down. We got a Prisoner of Impel Down. It's crazy. This is gonna be one of the hardest rares to get because you can run as many of them. Like typically you're like capped at 4. People are playing 4, right? Like that's what they're gonna play. But people are gonna be playing 10 plus of this card in their decks, in their loop, and there's 2 leaders that use this card. So this card is gonna be crazy. I want as many of these Prisoner of Impel Down cards as I possibly can get. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. And the thing is, the card is good as hell. It's a 6 cost, 6,000 power. Like it's whatever, but it's a 2K counter, right? And so it's thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. But yeah, this card is absolutely like it's gonna be crazy expensive. There's a ton of them that are gonna be ran. There's gonna be a shortage of this card, so the more of these that I can get, the better. All right, what else we got? Borsellino. Apparently this card, I didn't realize how good this card was until I played it, and then the person that I was playing against in my second match was like, yeah, you threw the two of the best cards in this format. I pulled the Teach, or I played the Teach, and then I played this Borsellino. And so it's a very good card. We'll go through it real quick. So 7 costs, 8,000 power. On play, add up to 1 card from your Don deck and set it as active, and add up to 1 additional Don card and rest it. So you're ramping 2, and then end of your turn, Don -2, set this character as active. So amazing. You get to swing with it, then you get to set it as active, Don -2. Later in the game, after you played this card, you really don't give a shit because you're already going to ramp back up to 10 anyways. Then this character gains blocker until the end of your opponent's next end phase. So crazy good card. Did I pull a... Oh yeah, that Prisoner of Impel Down is massive. Man, this is a good box. This is a good box. I'm not gonna lie. This set, I'm not like super hype on. Like at the beginning of this stream, I called it like a filler set until like 17. Because 17 is gonna be crazy. They're gonna be in Elfboth. It's gonna be the anniversary set. First simultaneous worldwide release set. Like there's a lot going on for 17. and I'm just kind of like, oh, this is like filler episode. You know what I'm saying? But man, they got some like kind of looking through it. They got some hits in here. They really do. All right, we got Squad. 5 cost, 7,000 power. Brick. With on play, you may trash one of your characters with 10,000 base power. KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 8,000 power or less. I played this, or I had this in my pre-release deck. It probably won't be going back in there. I'm not trashing the 10,000 power character. The only 10,000, well, there's a couple of 10,000 power characters, the Magellan, and then the I guess the Teach. But no, you're not trashing any of the 10,000 power characters. The Whitebeard, obviously, you're not trashing any 10,000 power character for this card's effect. To trash a 8,000 power character, like, yeah, you're gonna get a little bit of tempo, but definitely not worth it. Gecko Moria, 6 cost, 7,000 power, 1k counter. With the trigger, if you have 1 or less life cards, play up to 1 Absalom, up to 1 Dr. Hogback, and up to 1 Perona with a cost of 4 or less from your trash. Crazy, crazy. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Yeah, like sometimes you just kind of throw some stuff in there. Like I definitely do a lot of like strategy when it comes to my pre-release deck. This card had like a decent 5/7 body on it, but this effect is kind of like is really lame. So, all right, Emporio Ivankov, one of the cards that I played during my second game, just 2,000 power, or 2 cost, 2,000 power, 1k blocker, pretty standard. Mr. 3 Galdino, 2 cost, 3,000 power, 1k counter. On play, if your leader has the Impel down type, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. Very good. Very good. Definitely played this in the release. I pulled one, put it in my, but I never got a chance to play it, but it's very good. All right, so 4 cost, 1,000 power, 1k counter. On play, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. And when attacking, this character's base power becomes the same as your opponent's leader during this turn. All right, Boa Marigold, 5 cost, 5,000 power, 1k counter. If you have 2 or less life cards, this character gains blocker. Triggered if your leader has the Kucha Pirates type, play this card. Play all the blockers. All right, Momonosuke, Gum Gum Hammer Rifle. All right, 1 cost, main. If you have Monkey D. Luffy and Mr. 3 Galdino, up to one of your opponent's rested characters with a cost of 6 or less will not become active in your opponent's next refresh phase. That's crazy for just 1 Don. That's crazy, and it's a counter. Your leader gains plus 3,000 power during this battle. That's actually nuts. All right, let's go to the Navy headquarters. All right, so here it is. Here's the card that we're talking about. 1 cost. Event. With main, you may rest 6 of your Don cards. If you have 5 Impel Down type characters with different card names, set your leader and all of your characters as active. I know it's very early on in this meta and stuff like that, and people are kind of familiarizing themselves, but I have seen so many people screw this up where they have characters of the same name out there. Like they'll have 2 Prisoners of Impel Down, right? Or they have, they'll have 4 characters out there, right? So it's like one of those things where people are like, oh yeah, I just get to restand all my characters. Play 7 Don and restand all the characters. No, there's some stipulations to it, but it is a really good deck. Or excuse me, it is a really good card. All right. Yamato. See, this is the card that I was thinking was the better Yamato, but maybe I'm wrong. All right, so 8 cost, 8,000 power, 1k counter with unblockable. On KO, play up to 1 Yamato with a cost of 6 or less from your trash. Alrighty then. All right, Vasco shot. Okay, these cards. Those are that's my black yellow Teach pile. Yes, the Squad. I won't be running him again. Unless like there's literally nothing else to run, but I'm sure there's gonna be something. Dude, like they might be setting up for like a Magellan leader, because this one, that Magellan is nice. It really is nice. All right, so older brother Marine, 571, vanilla. Jinbei, vanilla. This Otama is pretty strong. 2 cost, 0 power, 2k counter. This goes back to every card in Yamato has counter, pretty much. 2k. Activate main, you may rest this character. If you have a character with a cost of 8 or more, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power for this turn. So actually crazy, because again, even when a character has 0 power, if it has a good enough effect, your opponent has to waste a swing into it, especially like later on in the game when they don't have like their searchers out and things like that, when they can swing like 2,000 into it. When they have to waste an attack that could have went to your life on one of these, it basically counts as a blocker. So very, very good effect. Sanji, 8 cost, 9,000 power, 2k counter. Hallowed Glacier Slash. I don't know if I've went through this card yet, so we'll read it real quick. So 1 cost, main, you may rest 2 of your Dawn cards. If your opponent's character has been KO'd during this turn, set your Yamato leader as active. It also has a counter. Your leader gains plus 3,000 power during this battle. So, alright, Boa Sandersonia. Zoro. I saw a lot of people playing these Zoros. A lot of people were playing this card, which understandable. 7 cost, 9,000 power when attacking. If you have 6 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. So, yeah, I can see why people play that. I definitely can. All right. 2 cost, 3,000 power, 1k counter, activate main, once per turn. Give up to 1 arrested down card to one of your leader or one of your characters. Ace. First ace. 5,000 power, 5 life, red leader with activate main. Once per turn, up to one of your Monkey D. Luffy characters or up to one of your characters with a type including Whitebeard Pirates with 8,000 power or more gains rush during this turn. Up to one of your Monkey D. Luffy characters. I'm trying to think if like what Luffy's have 8,000 power. You probably can give them like some Dawn cards, like, you know, that 4 cost Luffy, right? Because if you have an ace, it becomes a 2 cost. So you have extra Dawn, so you can give them 2 extra Dawn, so it becomes an 8 cost. You swing 8, so it becomes a 2/8 with rush. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Suru, 1 cost, 2,000 power, 2k counter. That's kind of crazy. On play, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Navy type card. Add it to your hand. And then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Then place 1 card in your trash. From your hand, obviously. Alright, Little Oars Jr. 4 cost, 8,000 power. What? That's crazy. 1k counter. If you have no characters with a type including Whitebeard Pirates and a cost of 8 or more, give this character minus 4,000 power or minus 4,000 power. It's a blocker. Zoro restand event, but for Yama. Yeah, it's a really good. I had said that I actually used that card to restand. Oh, so I did talk about this, but I used that event to restand, like help clear my opponent's board earlier today. It's actually a really good event. It's really good. All right, and then we have Mr. 3. Okay, this is one of those super, like, this box has really been a banger box. You know what I'm saying? And now that we're not doing like a set and a half, which I was a fan of the set and a halves, you know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to do us, or they're trying to catch us up, blah, blah, blah. So I was a big fan of like the set and a half that they were doing. Like, I understood what they were trying to do. I got it. Like, I understand. But I do really like the fact that there's like, what, 6 or 7 SRs in this set. and it's going to be much easier to get them. Like you're going to be able to get the vast majority of them in one box. You know what I'm saying? So Mr. 3 got a buggy already. Got the Shiryu, got the Yamato. So I've been getting quite a few of the SRs, and we didn't even read this one. All right, I did pull the regular boa as well. So 4 cost, 5,000 power, 1k counter, activate main. You may trash this character, draw 2 cards, and up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 9 or less cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next end phase. That 9 or less is too much. It should be 8, but whatever. That card is crazy. That card is crazy. And there's no like stipulations on it, which makes it even better, right? Like you can just put this in any blue deck, and it's a 4 cost. So what I would do, and everything's situational, obviously, wait to crack it until you get to swing with it at least once. But you're wanting to, the biggest, I guess I don't know. I guess it depends on the situation of the game, but you get to draw 2 cards for free, and then one of your opponent's 9 cost or less characters can attack. So if you're playing it on curve, right, they probably only have like a 3 cost character that can swing, which you don't really care about. So you probably want to play that card later in the game. Oh, because it isn't base power. I'm interested. Let me know how your releases go in some of your locals with Krieg. Smoker, Jesus, Mr. 2. Okay, we're getting to the point where we've read a lot of these cards. Buggy. Maybe we'll get all the leaders too. I know I've hit duplicates of some of the leaders already. All right, so Buggy. 5,000 power, 5 life leader with Don ×1. Once per turn, this effect can be activated when your Impel Down type character card is removed from the field. On your opponent's turn, on your turn, from your effect, from your opponent's effect, from battle, whatever. This effect activates as long as you have 1 Don. Play up to 1 Prisoner of Impel Down card from your hand. So yeah, there's going to be a ton of demand for the Prisoner of Impel Down cards. Ace, hand destruction, we love it. I want to look into another hand destruction deck. Whoops. We'll get you later. All right, let's go to the Navy. Little Oars. Oh, Little Oars. What do we got? We got 4 packs left. I'm hoping there's a teach in one of these, unless y'all want to give me a manga. I'll take that. Alrighty. Speed Jail. This is a really good card, especially for the release event too. 4 cost, 5,000 power, 1k counter. On play, you may trash 1 character card with 8,000 power from your hand. This character gains rush and plus 2,000 power until the end of your opponent's next end phase. Like this, I think is worth it. I used that effect today. It wasn't the game that I lost, but I like that effect. You do have to trash a character with 8,000 power, but typically your opponent's not expecting, you to be able to swing 7k, especially if you've already swung maybe 5k with your leader. They've countered out of it. Then they have to give you 2 more cards or take a life. They're not really expecting that. All right, so 7 cost, 8,000 power, Don Quixote do Flamingo. So this is another do Flamingo. On play, when attacking, add up to 1 Don card from your Don deck and set it as active. Man, these smokers are everywhere. Jeez Louise. All right, Gum Gum Twin Jet Pistol. I don't think I've read this one already, but all right, up to 1 of your Monkey D. Luffy cards gains double attack during this turn. Then, if your leader has the Impel Down type, rest up to 2 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less. Alright, Benevolent King of the Waves. Adamant Chopper Lover. Here you go, King of the Waves. You get to hang out with your buddy Chopper. Everyone's saying that's why his bounty is so low, because this guy's Benevolent King of the Waves keeps keeping it low because he loves Chopper so much. Antler Cov. Antler Cov. We've seen the Bun Cov. Now we see the Antler Cov. 2 cost, 3,000 power, 2k counter. When attacking, if you have a Bun Cov, play up to 1 character with a cost of 2 or less from your hand. People are talking like big shit on these 2 cards, but it's like that could be massive board flood. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it sucks because you have to commit Dawn to them, but you're still able to flood the board. Like you swing with one of each of the other cards, right? And that means you get to have, you know, each turn you get to play a character with a cost of 2 or less out. All right, the 3 Admirals. 1 cost event with main. You may rest 3 of your Dawn cards. Up to 3 of your Admiral type characters gain plus 2,000 power during this turn. Counter, if you have an Admiral type character, up to 1 of your leader or character cards gains plus 4,000 power during this battle. Saw somebody try and play that without having they assumed the Luffy, because the Rainbow Luffy has all types names in the game, blah blah blah. But this specifically says if you have an Admiral type character, not if your leader has the Admiral type. All right, Kuzan 7 costs 8,000 power on play. Add up to 2 Dawn cards from your Dawn deck and rest them. Activate main. Once per turn, Dawn -1. Up to 1 of your opponent's characters cannot activate blocker during this turn. Aha! Another ace. Ace number 2. Wouldn't it be nice if these were just Blackbeards instead? 2 aces. We read through the aces already. So we got 2 aces. Some point those cards will be good. It's just too... See, and I've said this for so long now at this point. I feel like a broken record, but the more generic a card, especially a secret rare, the more generic the card is, the better it is. You know, the better it's going to be for the life of the game. This card is so like focused on this ace leader, right? And specifically this ace leader. You probably can build some other stuff with 8,000 power, blah blah blah, but you have to be heavy on cards that have 8,000 power or less, or 8,000 power exactly. And you have to have, and it has to be in like a Whitebeard Pirates build. You know what I'm saying? So, but the Blackbeard is good in any yellow deck. Any yellow deck. There's no stipulations. It's just on play. Search top 3 search for any card. You play it at the top of your life, or you place it at the top of your life. Any card. You don't have to reveal. You don't have to show your opponent. So you get to heal one. You get to set your life. You get to search. So it's a much better card, and it's generically better. All right, we got a Dawn here. Generically better. So that's going to be more expensive. Right now, they're running like $60. That's probably a card that's probably going to be, you know, $40-$50. It's going to stay there. Like a lot of the times the cards will fall, but that's probably when that'll be there. So I'm hoping I'm able to pull some from some of these boxes. I need 2. I need at least 2 of them to build Blackbeard. Man, I pulled 2 of these aces. Damn it. Damn it. All right, Magellan. We were talking about him. 8 costs 10,000 power on play. If your leader has the Impel Down type, your opponent returns 1 Dawn card from their field to their Dawn deck. On KO, your opponent returns 4 Dawn cards from their field to their Dawn deck. Hallowed Glacier Slash. Rumba. Mr. 3 Galdino. Thatch. 8 cost 8,000 power, 1k counter, blocker with the text: if you have a character with 8,000 power or more and a type including Whitebeard Pirates, give this card in your hand -3 cost. Alvaro Pizarro. 1 cost, 2,000 power, 2k counter. Man, we haven't had a Blackbeard Pirates card here in a few packs. All right, on KO, draw 1 card, then play up to 1 full of lead from your hand or trash. It's not too bad. The Moby Dick. Katarina Devon, fantastic card. Oh, I forgot we had the Don. We'll take a look at the Don. We can look at the Don. Donnie. All right, Katarina Devon. I think this card is amazing. 4 cost, 3,000 power, 2k counter. When attacking, select up to one of your opponent's characters. This character's base power becomes the same as the selected character's power during this turn. So good in so many different instances, right? Especially if you're like, you play this on 4, like you typically aren't trying to play it, but whatever, sometimes you have to play it. You play it on 4, you know, you don't swing with it the next turn. Then the turn after, your opponent probably is playing something with like 8,000 power or more, right? So this becomes a 4 cost, 8,000 power. Your opponent has to swing into it. And it has an amazing trigger. So draw 1 card and play up to 1 Blackbeard Pirates type character with a cost of 1 from your trash. So very good card. That's one of the best 2Ks I've probably ever seen. All right, 2 more packs. 2 more packaroos. All right. Squad. We already said you suck, dude. Trafalgar Law. Arlong. Hannibal. Hannibal at your service. 2 cost, 3,000 power, 1k counter. On play, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Impel Down type card and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So, it's just like a 1 cost searcher, but the Hannibal effect, the blue-purple Hannibal, requires you to return a 2 cost character to your hand in order to ramp a Don at the end of your turn. So, and there was no 2, so that's why they made this a 2 cost, right? Essentially, they made this a 2 cost so it works with the Hannibal leader, so you can return it at the end of your turn to your hand, so you can ramp a Don. So that is why Gum Twin Jet Pistol, Boa. We'll change this mission from sneaky to flashy. Did I read this one or no? All right, 1 cost. Main, you may rest 7 of your Don cards, so 8 Don in total. Look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. Play up to 2 Impel Down type characters with 6,000 power or less, then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Counter, your leader gains plus 3,000 power during this battle. Thatch, Van Auga, Yamato, the better one apparently, and the regular Luffy. Hey there, Mr. Luffy. We got your alt art. But let's read through this one real quick. Man, they're making me, like, they're kind of like forcing me into building the ace deck, right? Just like, okay, here you go. Here's all the cards you need. Just got to put them in sleeves. All right, 4 cost, 6,000 power. If your leader's card name includes ace, and you have 6 or more Don cards on your field, give this card in your hand -2 cost. So 2 cost, 6,000 power. You give it those 2 Don that you saved, and your ace leader will allow this to swing because it just needs to have 8,000 power, and it technically has 8,000 power when you give it those 2 Don. On your opponent's attack, you may trash 1 character card with 8,000 power from your hand. Your leader and this character's base power become 7,000 power during this turn. This is making me want to build ace, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of like listen to the cards like, man, that's like, maybe it's not too bad, man, you know. Gotta find some cards with 8,000 power. You can trash them for a bunch of these different effects. Alright, we got Zoro. I know we read that one already. Speed, Jill. Younger brother Mahrin, Lafitte. Let's show them what we're made of. 9 costs. Play up to 2 character cards with a type including Whitebeard Pirates and 8,000 power from your hand. We just read Hannibal. Kozuku Momonosuke. Jozu. Alright, this would have 2,000 counter with the ace. All right, 7,000 power, excuse me, 7 cost, 8,000 power blocker. On play, you may reveal one character card with 8,000 power from your hand. Give it to one of your opponent's characters at negative 1,000 power during this turn. Yeah. Mid. Trafalgar Law. 8 costs 9,000 power. On play, up to one of your opponent's rested characters will not become active in your opponent's next refresh phase. Then end of your turn, set all of your green characters with a cost of 5 or less as active. Last card of the box. The Prisoners Are Rioting. First time I got this one, so not too bad. Alright, so 1 cost with the effect. If you have 10 Don cards on your field, all of your Prisoner of Impel Down cards excuse me. Base power becomes 7,000 power during this turn. Alright, counter. Up to one of your buggy gains plus 4,000 power during this turn. So that can work for the super rare buggy or for your leader. Not too shabby. I'm not going to lie. Not too shabby of a box. If I would have gotten a Teach instead of that Ace, the box would have been absolutely crazy. You feel me? I am disgustingly tired right now, but I said we were going to look at TCG Player. So we'll look at TCG Player for a little bit. Because I'm gonna look at TCG Player anyways. So might as well let y'all look at it with me, right? Right? Alrighty, there we go. Alright, see what I was looking at. Alright, we'll look at this set first. I kind of want to look at all the cards, but we'll look at this set first. 240, blah, blah, blah. Ben Beckman. Zehaha. Oh, this is the card that I want. This is the chase card for me from this set. It looks so good. It looks amazing. I would never play it in my Blackbeard deck. I would never do that. I'm not one of those types of cats where I'm playing the SPs and the alt arts and all that stuff. I'm not gonna do that at all. All right, Marshall D. Teach. Ugh, just one out of the 2. But again, I'm still very happy with this pack. I'm absolutely happy with this pack, or with this box. All right, Marshall D. Teach. I've gotten 2 SR, or excuse me, 2 secret rares. Not too bad. Miss All Sunday go crazy. What? Huh. Prisoner of Impel down $10. This will probably go down a little bit. I think probably like $5 for this card. I don't think it'll stay at 10, but about $5 because again, people are going to be going crazy over this card because you can just use so many of them. Marshall D. Teach alt art. Ugh. Yamato. Ugh. Luffy market price 140. It's went up since I looked at it earlier today. Let's go. Again, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't like super crazy pumped when I first pulled the card or whatever, but I'm very, very happy with this card. I'm super stoked with this card. What else we got here? What else we got? We got the oh shit. Ooh wee. Let's go. Yeah, this pay for a couple of boxes. These 2 right here. Crazy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I couldn't. This was a pretty decent box. I can't lie. This is crazy. This is absolutely insane. Those are some good hits. Some very, very good hits. All right, what else we got? She following me around now. Shiryu's going for $20 a pop. Shiryu might be one of the higher SRs this set, definitely. Obviously, these are pre-sale prices. They're bound to go down, but 20 might go down to 10. You know what I'm saying? So, golly, man. I just need to open some boxes at this point. I will save a box, but I'm gonna grind this set. I'm gonna have to grind this set like I haven't grinded in a while because I just need some of these cards. Boa. Did I pull the regular Boa? Yeah, I did pull the regular Boa. Altar Kinema, not too bad. Nugget go $10. Man. Basketball shot $5. Basketball shot, yeah. Yeah, these cards are going for more than these cards are definitely going for more than a lot of the other cards. That alt buggy looks pretty dope. Not gonna lie. 40 for the ace. That's not too bad. Pull 2 of them. 40 for the aces. I'll probably do one more paycheck because now we're getting into the bulk. Yeah, it's just that bulk. It's just that bulk. All right, so we're gonna take this filter off. We're gonna just kind of look at everything right now. What do we got? What do we got? Event pack Luffy, Borsalino. I'm thinking about selling some of my Borsalinos. Ooh, Treasure Rare Zoro. I should have bought some Treasure Rare Zoros because I did open one of these, but I should have bought some when they were like low. What did this get down to? I don't think it got under 100. I hate when they do that. So what did they get down to? Yeah, like under 110. I feel like 110 was the lowest. A couple people did buy it for under 100, but But did I send mine to get graded? I don't think I did, but I still have this somewhere. Maybe I did send it to get graded. We'll see. Should have bought some boas. I'll try and buy some Luffy's, the winter event Luffy's. We'll see. We shall see. Nico Robin, why are you going crazy, Nico? Nico Robino. This is my all-time chase card right now. This is so good. Boa. College basketball Luffy. Probably the most expensive card I ever pulled here. I needed to get a 10 when I get it back from Beckett. Or not Beckett, but Beckett gave me a 9. Those fucking sons of bitches. But when it comes back from PSA, hopefully I get a 10. Oh, that would be so nice. Man, I do get some decent. Now I'm thinking about it. I've gotten some Boa hits, gotten some Monkey D. Luffy hits. Yeah, we're not doing too bad. We're not doing too bad. Oh, this is going up. It's going all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Okay, I need to get rid of these damn sealed products. It's pissing me off. Luffy going crazy. Woohoo. SP Teach. Or not Teach, but SP Whitebeard. Have that card. It's doing pretty well right now. 425, lowest. Let's get that up. Let's get that up. right, we'll do a couple more pages. And then your boy gotta go to bed. I'm tired. Yeah, I sold my extra jewelry buying these. I have a Rosinante. I don't know where it is. Like, I'm talking about, I either sent it off to get graded, and it still needs to be graded, or I have it here. I don't think I have it. I don't think I have it back yet. I'll have to double check. I'll have to double check on this to see where the hell my Rosinante is. My BOA, my poor 9.5 BOA. Damn it. Pin Beckman, the #1 selling card from the new set. This Luffy is going for $35. It looks awesome. It does look awesome. From the welcome event, I did get one of these for $35. That's crazy. Maybe I'll get it graded. I'll have to get mine graded. Definitely. Ground Death looking great. Of course, such a good looking card. Lucky Roo is $10 now. So this is one of the cards where I would like take advantage of this situation, because people are going to be buying stuff for Shanks, and they're going to be buying stuff for a lot of different sets, but they're buying stuff for Shanks. Like this Lucky Roo was like under $1. I bet you this Lucky Roo gets under $1. Like, yeah, 80 cents, 90 cents, $1. And then bam, new Ben Beckman comes out, and it's $10 right now. So I think I'm pretty sure I have a couple of them. This is one of those situations like I was talking about earlier. I'll want to take advantage of this market for this card, sell some of the extras that I have. I don't plan on building Shanks, so I'll sell them, and then later on, when it goes back down to under $1, I'll buy the card. My playset back. Luffy. Man, this Gum Gum rifle, I am thinking about buying that because that thing looks so good. I love the alt events. I love them. Wiper no wipies. Wiper no wipies. Smoker and Dashid, 2 of these. Pulled 2 of those. Like I said, one of them was from this past Tuesday. Man, this Anel. I don't even think I have this. I'm going for 22. Oh, it's Divine Departure, alternate art going down. That's no bueno. I think page 10 is a good stopping point. So after this page, we'll call it a night. It's 1 a.m. It's 1 a.m. All right. Well, very good start to OP-16, I would say. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for watching. I'm obviously super grateful to have you guys here hanging out with me. Crazy massive hits. That BOA is bonkers. And then we started the day with the Luffy again. I didn't open that on stream because I didn't expect to get a hit the very first pack out of the box. But we got the Luffy. We got the lovers box between Luffy and BOA, and we also got the Ace, which, you know, would have preferred the Teach. That would have made this box probably one of the best boxes I've ever gotten. But still very, very nice. I'm appreciative of it. I'm appreciative of you guys for hanging out and watching. The Luffy TV, thank you very much for the raid. Absolutely nuts. 47 people. That's the most I've ever been raided. I hope I played it cool and wasn't too too nervous. But thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for watching. I'm grateful. Be sure to follow if you guys appreciated the stream. I try and stream. I'm trying to get back into streaming more frequently. Life kind of has been busy, that kind of shit. So I haven't been streaming as often as I would like to. I'd probably say I'm streaming like probably 3 to 4 times a week. Right now, maybe that's actually 3 is being very, very generous. But I'm trying to get back into streaming more regularly, where we're streaming like daily or between 5 days to 7 days a week. And we typically open packs of One Piece, but we do Riftbound as well. We do pretty much anything that I can get my hands on because it's really hard to get a lot of this shit. But Riftbound, One Piece is the main thing. Yeah, and we typically will open some packs, just kind of talk bullshit, that kind of thing. But anyways, thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for watching. And until next time, good luck on your pulls.